Hi everybody, this is Jenny coming to you with an update on my HCG diet journey. Let me minimize all my classroom stuff here. I'm doing this between classes again. Um, and let me minimize. I apologize. I wanted to get started right away so I wasn't late for class, but now I'm not prepared. I have other things up that I need to talk about, but oh my goodness, I don't know where my other, oh, there it is. Okay. So here we are on day number 20. And I have often heard, and I even saw in one of the pamphlets that came with my drops, that this diet should be 21 days. But that's not what the protocol says. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Because then technically tomorrow would be my last day on the diet. 21 days of being P2. Um, so we're going to go back and read what the protocol says. I don't think so anyway, unless it's counting loading days and counting. Maybe it is. Anyway, we'll read it together and find out today, and then discuss what we think about it, and then what my personal plans are. So I had an epic fail. Remember how I told you I kind of cheated on the weekend, and weekends are so hard for me? Did it again. I had a taco, regular taco, not the chicken, which and the taco meat has more fat in it. I know. I also had the chicken breast again. I just want those out of the house. I don't want to see them anymore. I don't want to see them in my refrigerator. I Oh, they even look amazing. They're like thick and oh. But then I doubled down and had a bunch of Skinny Pop popcorn too. I don't even know how much because I was eating it out of the bag, and I was, as opposed to, because I was too lazy to get a bowl and measure it out, I was making myself just grab one kernel at a time because I figured that that would prevent me from eating a whole bunch. Did it? No. I just kept going one at a time, eating them. I didn't even enjoy it that much. I mean, I enjoyed it because it's something different and I like popcorn and all that, but it wasn't I like the cheddar popcorn myself, and the Skinny Pop regular popcorn is kind of bland, quite frankly. Kind of tastes like it's Skinny Pop, local variety. So that was unfortunate. And then the weight that I had lost the day before I put back on the scale. So now I need to really get serious. And it's Monday, so we're back on track, and I really need to plug away doing this. Tomorrow will be the end of week number 3 on the diet, and I want week number 4 to be more successful, because like 1 is always great, and then 2 is not good, and then 3 is better, it's a rebound, but then 4 I think kind of tapers off again. I can't have a taper off. I can't have that happen. So I need to ramp it up, even if it means a little bit more moving during the day, and a lot more consciousness around my food choices. Okay, so there we go. Back down to loss of 12.5 pounds, which isn't bad. Again, I have 2 charts of weight that I'm looking at. Okay, the one is when I started HCG, I created a chart that went, well, shoot, it went all the way to August. Not that I'm going to be on this diet all the way to August. Oh my goodness. But it shows me losing half a pound every day through, I guess it's just an overall. Yeah, I didn't know when I would be on this and when I wouldn't. And I guess on this chart, I figured I would type in if I'm not on the diet. But I was losing a half a pound every day. And then I will eventually, starting on the 28th, so in another week, I have down that I would lose 0.2 pounds a day instead of 0.5. And then I will continue with that until, what do I have here? Until, according to my charts, June. And then in June it's 0.1 a day. Then I want to see myself lose. And it stays at 0.1 all the way until August. At which point in August, I start losing 0.1 pounds every 3 days until I'm eventually down to my goal weight at the end of October. All right, so I have a goal that I want to reach by the end of October. But I sure would like that goal weight to show up before October. So, but that makes me happy that I am ahead of schedule on that weight loss chart. I have another weight loss chart, and that's the one I talked about last time, and that's the one of where I figured that goal weights that I have for October. I had that figured out on how much I need to lose starting, I think it was December 28th when I started my healthy wage bet, which I'm going to do another video on that soon. And that was losing a significant amount of weight for a period of time, and I am behind the eight ball on that. I think I had myself losing, let me see if I can take a look at it. Well, it was only 0.3 a day. Oh no, it was more than 0.3. Yeah, it was 0.3 a day all the way through. And I was not doing good at all in January or February up until I started in March. So that was 2.5 months, and I think I lost between 5 and 7 pounds. So not great, being that I was so significantly overweight. And then I decided to do HCG. And now, I've lost in the past 20 days 12 pounds. So HCG works, folks. HCG works. All right. On that weight loss chart, I do 0.3 for a whole lot of time, and then eventually it'll be 0.2, and then 0.1, and then skip a day with 0.1. And on that chart, if I go look at it, I am still behind the eight ball, and I have not caught up to where I think I should be. I was within 4 pounds. I'm actually at the point where I should be losing 0.1 a day, so it should be easier for me to try to catch up. But I was behind by 3.5 pounds before, and now I'm behind by 4 pounds. I'm going to highlight it while I'm talking to you if I look distracted, because I forgot to mark on there. I always highlight in gray when I've lost weight, and I highlight in red on any days that I've gained some weight on my chart. So, yeah, not great. I'm in another group called Diet Bet where I lose weight and receive financial rewards for it. And that one is more immediate and it's more short term. And I've done a couple of those. And I've always kind of had to fudge and not drink water for like a day and then feel like my kidney's not feeling well. And like I haven't been good at the beginning of my weight loss journey. But once I started on HCG, everything's been going great. So, and the challenges are basically losing 4% of your body fat within a month. So the last one I hit successfully. I also have one where I lose 10% in 6 months. So I just signed up for one more challenge. It's going to be my last one that I sign up for. And I'm currently doing some short-term ones, 4% within the month. I also have some long-term ones, and those are the ones that I'm now easily hitting the landmarks, where every month you have like a check-in for 6 months. And you can earn, if you're on track, you can earn money each month during that 6-month journey, and then there's a bigger payout at the end of the 6 months. I just joined another 6-month one, so that means I have to lose 10% of my body fat in 6 months, which takes me exactly to the weight that I want to be in the 6-month period of time. So shouldn't be a problem, but it's going to keep me accountable. And I've decided no more cheating on my weigh-ins in terms of a lot less clothes and not having anything to eat for a day. Like it's just going to be my regular normal weigh-ins, because I can adjust the scale by 4 pounds easily in the course of a day based on what I've eaten or what I haven't eaten and all that. Okay, so I'll talk all about that another time, but let's get into the duration of treatment. Boy, there's a lot more information here than I thought. So I'm not going to read all the details of all these specific situations and that, because I do want to jump to the end where it talks about if you should do it again, because I'm getting near the end of my treatment, and this is when people would decide, are we going to do it again or not? But let's just go back and review the duration of treatment. It says at the beginning, patients who need to lose 15 pounds or less require 26 days of treatment with 23 daily doses. The extra 3 days are needed because all patients must continue the 500 calorie diet for 3 days after the last. So I guess it is like a 21-day diet. Okay, so I lied at the beginning. I saw the 23 and 26 and I thought, oh, we are supposed to do this longer than expected. Okay, I don't know if you can see because I don't have my camera up right now because I have the protocol, but my cat's face is right in front of the screen. So if I keep going like this, it's because her head is in the way. Let me see if I can hold her. Patients who need to lose, okay. The extra 3 days are needed because all patients must continue the 500 calorie diet for 3 days. This is a very essential part of the treatment because if they start eating normally, as long as there is even a trace of HCG in their body, they put on the weight alarmingly at the end of treatment. After 3 days, when all the HCG has been eliminated, this does not happen because the blood is then no longer saturated with food and can thus accommodate the extra influx from the intestines without increasing its volume by retaining water. And we discussed this in a previous video just in this last round. So in the past month, I've had a video just on that. We never give a treatment lasting less than 26 days, even in patients needing to lose only 5 pounds. Why? If you only need to lose 5 pounds, you'd be on HCG. I don't know, but maybe for just his study purposes, he had people. It seems that even in the mildest cases of obesity and diacephalin requires about 3 weeks rest from the maximal exertion to which it has been previously subjected in order to regain fully its normal fat banking capacity. You want to go on the floor? Was that going to be a little love bite again? Go. Clinically, whew, cat hair now sticking to me. This is when I start rubbing my eyes because the cat's hair gets in my eyes. Clinically, this expresses itself in the fact that when in these mild cases treatment is stopped as soon as the weight is normal, which may be achieved in a week, it is much more easily regained than after a full course of 23 doses. All right, this doesn't apply to any of us, right? I mean, who in a week is going to hit their goal weight on this diet? All right. So it's important to maintain for 3 additional days to be on the 500 calorie P2 protocol after you stop using HCG to allow your body to get all the HCG out of the system so that when you start increasing the amount of calories into your body, you're not doing any weight gain because your blood now has got no more additional fats in it that it's pulling from anywhere. Okay. I'm going to just glance this and I apologize. When patients have more than 15 pounds to lose, the treatment takes longer, but the maximum we give in a single course is 40 doses. Nor do we as a rule allow patients to lose more than 34 pounds at a time. The treatment 34 pounds would be great. The treatment is stopped when either 34 pounds have been lost or 40 doses have been given. The only exception we make is in the case of grotesquely obese patients who may be allowed to lose an additional 5 to 6 pounds if this occurs before the 40 doses are up. Okay, now I'm going to scroll down, and see if I can find what I was going to read today. I'm going past all the little trouble after treatment. Not your plan, of course. Oh, goodness. I'm so sorry. This is the worst video ever. I am not seeing it, so I am just going to go on and start reading something else about concluding the course of treatment. Cat. I don't know if you heard that. Under concluding the course of treatment. Oh, I'm so mad at myself. It's just hard to, I can't earmark anyway. Concluding the course of treatment. When 3 days of dieting after the last dose are over, the patients are told that they may now eat anything they please, except sugar and starch, provided they faithfully observe one simple rule. The rule is they must have their own portable bathroom scale always at hand, particularly when traveling. They must, without fail, weigh themselves every morning as they get out of bed, having first emptied their bladder. If they are in the habit of having breakfast in bed, they must weigh before breakfast. It will take about 3 weeks before the weight reached at the end of the treatment becomes stable. For example, it does not show any violent fluctuations after an occasional excess of food. During this period, patients must realize that the so-called carbohydrates, that is sugar, rice, bread, potatoes, pastries, etc., are by far the most dangerous. If no carbohydrates whatsoever are eaten, fats can be indulged in somewhat more liberally, and even small quantities of alcohol, such as a glass of wine with meals, does no harm. But as soon as fats and starch are combined, things are very liable to get out of hand. This has to be observed very carefully during the first 3 weeks after the treatment is ended, otherwise, disappointments are almost sure to occur. All right. I find that very interesting. So, how long are we going to do the course of treatment? I cannot find the other little area that I was going to read to you about when you should begin again. I will scroll as I talk to you and see if I can come upon it. I thought it was at the very end, but obviously it's not because I'm at the end and it's nowhere around here, unfortunately. Yep, not here. Okay, so I do find that interesting. I do know that there's like what we consider P3, and that's how to eat after you finish this diet, and that basically says no carbohydrates. And he explains why we do want to reach that plateau development. So there is something that is in this protocol that explains earlier, that he explains earlier. I'm still scrolling as I talk, so if my words get all jumbled, I sincerely apologize. And it has to do with the hypothalamus in your brain. And your brain gets used to a certain weight, which makes sense because as we start to gain weight and you're like, oh, you haven't had this much weight, it's kind of easy to lose it. And then you gain like a weight that you normally, and then you usually can start to lose it. But if you start to gain weight and you stay there for a significant period of time, and we've talked about this before, even if it's not significant, but once you're there for a period of time, your body kind of gets used to it and it understands that, oh, this is the weight we need to be for whatever reason. And your hypothalamus resets and says, okay, this is our new normal, and it lets your body kind of go to that. So you'll start to get hungry if you're not up at that weight. And so that's why you have to really work really hard to get it off. So what you want to do in the reverse of that is that when you lose weight, you want your hypothalamus to reset in your brain to say, this new low weight is good, and this is where your body needs to be, and you haven't lost weight suddenly because you're in a desert or you're out in the wilderness and there's no food available. Your body doesn't need to hold on to every fat that it gets and put it back into your body to build it back up. You're okay living at this lower weight. In order for your brain to understand that and for the hypothalamus to take over, you need to be there for a period of time. So he's saying that's why you need to spend those 3 weeks not having any carbohydrates. But because there's no HCG in your system and you're not pulling any fats into your bloodstream from the rest of your body, you do need to increase a little bit, and then adding some fats into your diet is okay too and actually healthy for you. All right. I did want to go over one other thing. I had another section here and it is not popping up. I am almost back to the beginning of the protocol, which means I've completely skipped over it. And I guess I even created the title. Should I do HCG again? And should I do it right away? Was the title. And that's basically what we were going to talk about today. Until I decided, oh, I should go back and um, maybe it's under losing more weight. Let's just scroll down to page 50. I just was at the no, but I will read this because it does pertain to what we're talking about. Losing more weight. An ex-patient, now this almost never, this I haven't seen this almost anywhere in the protocol, that he uses capital letters. So this is important, not capital, bolded letters. So this is obviously very important. Losing more weight. An ex-patient should never gain more than 2 pounds without immediately correcting this. But it is equally desirable that more than 2 pounds be lost after treatment, because a greater loss is always achieved at the expense of normal fat. Any normal fat that is lost is invariably regained as soon as more food is taken. And it often happens that this rebound overshoots the upper 2 pound limit. Okay, so this goes to the 2 pound piece. Another piece that kind of relates to this whole topic, not exactly what we're going to talk about, but that's okay. I will eventually figure out where I found that other information about how long you should wait between treatments, but he did say you can go up to 40 days on this round, right? All right, so that is what I'm going to do on my round because I have to and I need to. That is my course of treatment. That is my plan. And then after that, I will go off the HCG for a period of time, which I believe is 3 weeks. And then you can start back again. It might be 6 weeks. I do know that the amount of time increases with each round. So if you do a round and then you take like 3 weeks off and then you do another round, then the next time you have to go 6 weeks. And then if you do another round, then the next time you have to wait 12 weeks. So the period between of not being on HCG increases with each round that you do. Now, it's been over a year since I've done a round, so that doesn't apply to me in terms of counting previous rounds. But if you're doing consecutive rounds, that amount of time increases each time. And there's this 2 pound rule to help you in the resetting of the hypothalamus and to keeping your body down and to keeping your food to instantly go to a fat regain, and that is the 2 pound limit. Anytime you find that you have finished your round of P2 and you're now on P3 and you're monitoring your weight, you cannot go. If you have a day that you start to gain weight again, you can't go more than 2 pounds up, and he says you need to correct that right away. Adjust your dieting, eliminate those fats, reduce the calories you're taking, whatever you want. It doesn't have to deal with injecting anymore or getting any more HCG. He's just saying for your benefit and for this to stick long term, 2 pounds, that's your limit. Then you got to bring it back down. I can gain 2 pounds in a half a day because my weight fluctuates so much with water retention and everything. But so it's a little tricky for me to mind those numbers. But that's the rule. And I believe that for long term, he wants that to continue to be your long term goal too, but it's definitely the goal while you're in P3. So my goal is to go I'm not even going to do a whole nother video on the other one because I kind of explained that you're supposed to wait 3 weeks and then 6 weeks and 12 weeks, etc. between rounds. It increases between every round. So this is my first round essentially because it's been over a year since I've done HCG. I will do 40 days. I will take 3 weeks off, and then I will probably have to start again. And the goal is do not gain more than 2 pounds in those 3 weeks that you're not on HCG. That is a tall tale, folks, for me. I'm telling you, for me. For any kind of food addict out there, that's a difficult thing to achieve. But it's doable. People do it. So I'm going to do my best too. And I have a financial reward with my other diet bet challenges and my healthy weights challenges, which again, I'll do another video on that and give you an up-to-date how things are going. but I have a financial investment in this weight loss this time, and it's significant. So I am not going to lose out. I am definitely going to be losing that weight. I have to. I have no choice. Um, I am not made of money, and I cannot afford the money that I'm investing into this to not get back. Um, I need to. Okay, so that's all I have for today. How long should your treatment be? How long can it be? How long in between treatments? When can you restart again? Those questions were all answered today. If you have any questions about it, put it down below. If you've done something different, let me know. And here's to Mondays. Mondays we're back on track, right? Tomorrow, weight loss day. Loss. See you tomorrow. Bye.